Well, that was an absolute disaster.
I didn't think it would result in gunfire so quickly.
So quickly, that's the thing. It went from 0 to 60. I'm just glad we made it out.
Yeah, we were not prepared at all. We came in with little to no charisma. I think we should just stick to talking to microphones in an empty room.
Oh, definitely. Having no audience is probably the best thing for us at this point. We're not ready for it.
Especially a hungry, angry audience.
Yeah.
That was like jumping in at the hardest difficulty.
Well, now it's going to be even harder because, we're down a man.
Oh, yeah. Layne died.
Look, one of us had to, we were in here.
To be honest with you, Al happened so fast, and I cared so little about him that watching him get gunned down, it didn't really matter at all to me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, one of us had to be the one that closed the door from the outside, because you know how it jiggles if you close it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Plus, he was an old man, and he kind of sucked.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like, though, our formula was the three of us bouncing off of each other. So I kind of came up with a quick fix.
Okay.
It'll do for a little while.
Did you find another old man?
No, I found something very new, actually. The magic of technology. I've been able to resurrect Layne. I call him Robo-Layne 5000.
What is that?
It's
ungodly.
It's just, you know how every time you throw out your soup cans, I've been saving them. I built you this robot.
I was wondering what the smell of soup was.
Yeah, I did the best I could, and he's fully functional. His AI, he'll spit out.
AI, you've been playing God?
I have.
Spill the beans.
That sounds like Layne.
It is. It's coming from inside here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's
Wait, it does it talk and behave just like him?
Talks and behaves just like him. Here, I've already wired him up to the microphone.
You made it just like him?
Anime.
Oh, well, all right. You couldn't have fixed some things?
No, I figured, lightning in a bottle. You can only recapture it once. That's the saying, right?
You even put the shitty shark tattoo on his arm.
Screw up.
Oh, that's good. Well, I guess we can continue with Robo-Layne, but now that the old man's gone, I say we change up our formula drastically.
Lighten up.
No, I agree. I say we make it more of a potpourri this week. Things that we learned or came across, pop culture.
Episode 14, we're early enough that we can just change things so quickly that no one will even notice.
No one will notice.
All three
You know
of
what my friend said?
What?
I love the blacks.
Oh,
A
hey,
little
that's
more
an
racially
improvement.
sensitive, yeah.
I love going Dutch.
Well, Robo-Layne and Normal Sam, I think it's time for us to leap right in. So, how was your week, Sam? Just personally, before we jump into other things.
Ooh, personally, it was pretty good. Winter break, getting ready for that.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah, no, everything's turning up, coming up roses. Is that a saying? Because that actually transitioned into something I wanted to talk about. I made a mashup of the song "Roses" by the Chainsmokers and "Yellow" by Coldplay, and it's my most streamed song on my SoundCloud in just 24 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I looked at it because I like "Yellow" by Coldplay, and it sounded like "Yellow" by Coldplay, but also sounded like the other song, which means you did a good job.
Awesome.
I think. Yeah.
Thank you.
I used to try and make mashups, but I know nothing about music. I was trying to mix up Back in Black and X Gon' Give It To You, and I couldn't do it.
I'll tackle that mountain someday.
Well, because I was trying to just take the vocal track for X Gonna Give It To You and match it to Back in Black, and they kind of match already.
I can see that.
But you have to be able to blend the music, not just put a vocal track over a musical track. So that was hard.
Yeah. I'll try and cut something together eventually. Yeah, so that was an exciting way to cap off this week. How about you?
I've been struggling with ideas for projects. Every time I think I have one locked down, I hate it and I come up with a different one. So me and Lane, before he died / went on vacation, we were playing a lot of Hitman, and I was like, a good horror movie would be like a hitman hunting people, and I was like,
Sure, that would be great.
it would be great, Robo-Layne, guys. And I was like, what if we made a ninja horror film?
Hype.
Yeah, it's like a child. It's like a child that interjects, and I go, yeah, exactly right. Anyways, I was like, ninja horror film. So we've been going back and forth about how a ninja horror film would work. And I'm like, well, it'd have to be kind of funny. And so we were just really struggling. And then I was like, well, fuck that. So now I'm back onto, because we don't have much, but we do have a desert. So
See, that's what I've been talking about.
anyway, so I want to, you're familiar with what a mind flayer is?
A mind flare?
An illithid. So what it is like, it's like the Alien where this weird like squid porpoise thing gets inside your body and then it goes in your head and it pops your head and then it just takes over your body.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, I haven't seen those in a movie before because they're like a D&D monster.
Yeah.
And I was like, it'd be cool to make an illithid mind flayer monster movie. So I was like, well, I can just rip off Predator. So the idea right now is to work on a mind flayer like out in the desert with soldiers movie.
Ooh, okay.
I could be interested.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, I'm working on it.
For real.
For real, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was my normal week. Just sitting in bed going, ninja horror film. So the story I pitched to Lane, eventually we got to was...
Do you know what my friend said?
I said, it's got to be like a... Because we're all white guys, so it has the main character has to be a white guy. And which is unfortunate that we don't know any Japanese people. And so I was like, well, what if a kid's grandpa gave him this sword? And it was, remember when Lane told us about the Miramasa blade? How when you pull it out, it has to draw blood before it can be sheathed again? I was like, what if it was one of those and he got it from World War II? So the guy like goes out and trains with it. And I'm like, already this sounds really lame.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and like he's showing it to a friend. And the friend pulls it out, like accidentally cuts himself, but sheaths it real quick. And then like a ghostly ninja shows up and is like, "You gotta kill that guy because you put the sword back." I don't know.
Okay. Oh, so it's like, so then they're out there alone and they are suddenly confronted with this
Ghostly ninja. And I was like, okay, it might be cool if like the ninja gets more powerful every time the one guy kills somebody with the ninja sword. So the ghost ninja is like possessing people and sending them at the guy with the sword. So he's just like killing hundreds of people, and every time he does, the ninja gets more powerful.
Ooh, okay. At the end of it, does he kill the ghost ninja?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Tight,
yeah. But that just sounds really lame, and there's a fine line of making that movie good and making it really cheesy and schlocky. That's true. And that was too much work, so we cut that.
There is a good hook there, so.
If somebody can get me a good script for the Ghost Ninja movie, I'll make it.
All right.
With white people.
But anyways, I guess it's no use asking Robo-Layne how his week was. But now we're going to move into how the week was for the world.
For the world.
For everyone. For
in
you.
lieu of segments this week, we're just going to talk about, just talk about some shit, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like when we do segments, we talk about the thing we want to talk about. The segments are interesting, but I feel like we miss out on a lot of...
Because we have to plan these things ahead of time. Because we meticulously plan the show.
Yeah. There's
no improv at all. These are backlogged months in advance. But we miss out on the fly stuff. Like, oh, speaking about that, or this happened the other day. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times also I cut that because it's not applicable. Because you guys want a coherent product. But
it doesn't fit into our thesis. Mm-hmm. So... I think this week's top story that isn't really a story. Tracer from Overwatch is totes gay, you guys.
Gay?
Yes, Lane, gay. They made a fictional character gay for no reason. And people were both happy and upset. I didn't really see a lot of people upset about it.
No, honestly, there was something that you retweeted, or maybe it was Lane, that said, like, I can't wait for 3 crazies to be portrayed as a bunch of angry people on the internet.
That's always what happens, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Especially with, like, boycott Star Wars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But nobody was really upset I didn't. Everybody was just kind of like, all right, sure, that's lazy. And then I saw the people. I'm so happy right now. I'm like, why? It's so lazy.
There's a queer individual that I know, so I texted her. I go, who's Tracer, and why should I care that he's gay? Because I had zero idea of anything. And she goes, okay, from what I found, she's a video game character, and there's a comic that said she had a girlfriend. I was like, all right, cool, thanks for the info. I don't know. It's not a big deal, even to the people it was targeted to, I guess.
No, like even like Overwatch fans were like, that was the least important thing that happened in the comic, and I'm like, oh, okay. I fell off Overwatch real hard when I could no longer play it, and the fan base for that game
Drives me up the wall.
There we go. But I feel like this is a gateway to talk about changing race and sexual orientation of fictional characters in general. And I guess Tracer's different because they never outright said she's a straight woman because it wasn't important.
It's not important. It's a game. I've never played Overwatch, but as far as I know, it's essentially prepare to be angry if you're an Overwatch fan. It's essentially Team Fortress 2, right?
Yeah.
There's no real story that
No.
takes place over the game. It's just in like promotional materials and things like that where you learn the backstory.
And like the lore and stuff is nice flavor, but like you're playing it for the gameplay.
No, yeah.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like all these characters are murdering each other anyway, so why does it matter?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess her case was different because it didn't matter to begin with, but now all of a sudden it matters. And
Yeah.
people were like, it got banned in Russia. It didn't. Blizzard was like, we're not even going to release the comic in Russia. So that rather than the story being Overwatch comic not released in Russia, Overwatch comic banned in Russia.
Okay.
But it wasn't.
Okay. One of the best, I think, responses to this has been somebody tweeted at Mark Hamill. Then they go, "Is Luke Skywalker like bi or gay or anything?" I don't know why, but he goes, "Well, they never say in the movies, so write him however you want, I guess."
Yeah, exactly.
Which is exactly, if you're going to be a fan who makes a fan comic or whatever, do exactly whatever you want to do because you're a creative person. You can dream up an entire world in your brain.
But okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna try and put myself in the perspective. Okay.
Okay.
If they announce tomorrow, Tom Hardy's gonna be playing Lando Calrissian, I would be so upset that it wasn't a cool black guy because like that doesn't add or take like it only does is subtract from the character. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. I can understand being upset sometimes, not like to the point of
Yeah,
but,
frothing at the mouth or anything.
I don't understand being happy about it because it's just lazy and pandering. It's all marketing.
Yeah, it's all pandering, of course. I think the big thing, because I was actually talking to this friend the other day about gay movies, and I go, "Why do they always die at the end, or something like that?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm trying to just watch some gay people. I don't want to have an existential crisis." And there's that whole like the tragic lesbian couple trope or whatever.
Yeah.
They never end up happy together. So I guess I can understand being happy for representation and things like that. Again, with something like this, it doesn't seem like the story is at all important. So the cynical side of me is, of course, like, well, of course they have these quotas to fill and things like that. But, again, it doesn't really affect me at all. Cool.
Cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess this will transition nicely. Rogue One has been like every main character is some sort of thing that is not a white guy.
Oh, okay.
Jinkies.
Exactly. My thing was, okay, great. So our friend Camille Nanjiani, he tweeted this whole thing about, oh, it's representation. It's so important. Made me feel like a kid again, having someone that looks like me. And I'll go back to my experience. And I know my life is not everyone else's experience. But when I was a kid, my favorite character and the character I wanted to grow up to be like was Static Shock. Because he was a great character. Now, all the characters in Rogue One, sure, they represent some sort of minority, but none of them were great characters.
Oh, no.
There was no Han Solo or Obi-Wan Kenobi or Luke Skywalker where you're like, wow, that guy's cool. I want to be like that guy. I don't want to be like Imperial Pilot Man because he had nothing to do.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's due to the structure of the movie, this one being
They were
more...
just poorly written characters.
Oh, okay.
My point was that like they just... Okay, we're going to make the so-and-so character a black woman. Okay, well, did you write, like, a good character first?
You got to check. That's the first box that you should check. There's been a few shows and things like that who do blind casting calls. I think, going back to well-written characters, Grey's Anatomy was one of them.
And that one it doesn't feel forced.
No, at all, because
I've seen my fair share of Grey's Anatomy.
It's an actual makeup of like the people who decided that they would fit for this
Yeah.
character that was just written as a man or a woman, or sometimes not even that, and it was just like who would best fit this
Yeah.
role and
like-
take it out of the equation entirely.
Going back to Lando Chris, that's just a well-written character, and then just happens to be the coolest black man that they could find.
I think Lando is increased by him being black.
Absolutely, it's like the performance, but like
Yeah.
you easily could have put, I guess, someone like Harrison Ford in there, and they could have pulled it off.
They could have pulled it off, and Billy D. Williams could have pulled off the Han Solo role as well.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I guess what the takeaway is: make your characters good,
don't-
believable people. Nobody knows what race Boba Fett might be, but everybody thinks that Boba Fett's the coolest.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what he looks like underneath the helmet. But we do know he's a New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
I'll go back to Rogue One because I saw it. Did you see it?
I have not. I know that puts a damper on the conversation.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
having a blast.
What this guy?
I'm sorry. I think that it might be some bugs, but it also might be some oddly appropriate approximation. Of
Yeah, I
Ben's
think so.
character.
Yeah. Okay. The Emoji Movie.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it either.
Did you watch it?
It came out?
Did you watch the trailer?
No.
So it's Stephen Wright, and he's the meh emoji. He's the guy from Reservoir Dogs. That's the radio DJ.
Okay.
He talks for like a minute and a half, and then it cuts to like a scene, and I think it's Kyle Kinane is the ice cream emoji, and he's talking to some guy, and he's like, I feel crammed in here, and then like the joke is that he's gonna say like a piece of shit, and then there's the poop emoji over there. He goes, no, go ahead, finish your sentence. And I'm like, what is going on? It's like Food Fight, but with emojis, like they live inside the phone, like there's a world inside the phone.
Oh, wow.
And the response has been overwhelmingly negative.
Awesome.
And then like there's retweet if you have more followers than the Emoji Movie account, so they're like at 186. And this is Sony's big animated.
I was going to
movie.
say this is not a tiny independent production. This
No.
has got some muscle behind it.
It's got T.J. Miller in it and everyone who's hot right now. Lane, you have something to say?
No, guys, you don't understand. Pants. See, that's what I've been talking about.
I really think that you need to check. Like, do some. Take a wrench.
I'll do some tinkering.
Drives me up the wall.
I know, buddy. I know. I've been tinkering with him like all afternoon.
So I don't know if you know this or not, but I think it's the guy who made Samurai Jack was working on a Popeye movie, and they released a test animation. It actually looked really good. And Tom Kenny was the voice of Popeye. The guy does the voice of SpongeBob, and it looked really cool. Like I don't really like Popeye, but the animation looked good. They canceled the Popeye movie to do the Emoji Movie.
Oh no.
So Sony continues to prove that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Isn't like the video games division the only one that's actually making money now?
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, they're in a little bit of trouble because the PS Pro came out and it doesn't run games as well as the PlayStation 4 original does. So,
Crash.
did you say Crash?
Crash.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they need to get back to the Crash franchise. Is what.
Oh,
Crash
they're
Bandicoot?
rebooting it. They're putting out that HD remaster.
Ruh-roh.
No, it could be good. It could be good.
Yeah, it probably won't be. Did you see that video Reddit for sale?
No.
These guys went on like the black market and bought a whole bunch of Reddit accounts. And then they made a video about how easy it was to buy the Reddit accounts and then how easy it was to get their posts to the top of our movies. Not our movies, our videos. So they were like, okay, so this is what advertisers do. And their point was that even though Reddit like prides itself on its upvote, downvote system that like filters out crap, that it can be manipulated. But it kind of didn't really work for them. Like, so they do is they got a trailer for Narcos season 2, and then they posted it. Narcos season 2 is almost here. I'm so excited. And then they used all their bot accounts to upvote it.
We got a Unidan situation going on here.
Yeah, because if you get it to like 6 or 7 on the rising, that's where it gets more attention, and then people usually upvote it. And so I'm like, okay, I can understand where you're coming from there. But there's a lot of posts that reach there organically. But then they only got to like, they're like, we got to the front page, but they only got like 1,000 upvotes. And then like the top two comments or I think the top one's like, "Oh, I love Narcos," and then the second one's like, "Doesn't this seem a little bit suspicious?" And like so somebody outed them almost instantly, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, this is vote manipulation." But like the consensus in the thread was, "Well, this is kind of harmless vote manipulation because it's for a show that we're all excited for and we all want to watch. Like it's a quality product, so I'm not sure." And it's like one out of that whole front page. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like people jump on vote manipulation pretty quickly on Reddit.
There's a subreddit called Hail Corporate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it originally started out as things like that in real life and on Reddit, where it's like, this is obvious product placement, these are shills, they're paid, etc. And it's sort of moved on to this weird nebulous throwing these accusations in the air or willy nilly, and it's like, yeah, it's not as widespread as there's claiming, and it's not a big deal, to be honest, because usually people are coordinating it for small advertisements.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were like, it's widespread. I think they were just like, it can be done. But the way they went about it, I was kind of like, oh, it's really obvious what you were doing. Because like trailers get uploaded to videos all the time.
If they tried something, I'm trying to think of something small, a video they could monetize, and then that they got that up there, that would be more impressive. If it was something that had no redeeming quality, but because it was so manipulated, it got to the top anyways, they would have a case there.
Because I remember I remember this video coming up on our videos. Like I was like, oh, I remember that, and I remember reading the comments when it was there. Like, this seems suspicious. And like one guy's like, I don't really care. And I'm like, yeah, it's Narcos. I'm kind of wanting to watch that anyway. So I never did, but I thought it was interesting. Maybe Reddit's not as foolproof as we all thought. Even though I don't think anybody on Reddit thinks it's foolproof.
No.
I don't really go for Reddit for its integrity.
No, yeah. I go for cute pictures, funny pictures, gross pictures, sexy pictures, and then insert all those adjectives, stories.
It's a great movie news aggregator.
Oh, yeah?
That's what I use it for.
Nice.
I am having a blast.
Oh, well, as long as you're having fun. He's a lot more chipper than the old Layne.
For sure, yeah. I think I tried to boost that a little bit. As long as he doesn't actually feel emotion, we should be pretty safe with him.
Do you feel emotion, Robo-Layne?
For real.
Oh
That's
my God.
concerning. I thought maybe he's going to be self-aware for a second. Speaking of self-aware,
Oh boy.
the new Justice League movie released another picture. They I think they released that first one, and then they released the one with Batman and his Gurren Lagann goggles. It looked stupid as fuck. And they released a new one that has the Flash, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
Oh
in it.
yeah, Welcome the Flash.
Why was it Welcome the Flash? Was I not supposed to know the Flash was in the movie?
Welcome to the Justice League? I don't know.
They're so confused over there at DC.
They run their offices like Perry White runs the Daily Planet in Batman vs.
he
Superman.
does. He's just like, I don't know.
I want to report on this. Sure, go ahead. Take a helicopter.
I feel like they just, at a certain point, they're like, okay, we got to call in some people. Let's call in some good filmmakers here. I don't know.
Speaking of comic books, I had the pleasure of going back to the comic book store that I used to go to as a kid.
Oh, I saw that on your
Yeah.
Snapchat story.
That I now live pretty far away from, but I was there in the area. And one, it hasn't changed since I was 11, so
That's awesome.
that was awesome. Two, I bought some like old Silver Age 60s Justice League comics, and I was like, I forgot that DC stories can be fun. Still don't make any sense, but fun.
Was Superman like choking out Batman and calling him a motherfucker?
The point is, it was a fun story, and it made absolutely no sense.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's part of why I loved DC comics as a kid.
That's why I'm more of a Marvel man, because it's like, it's a radioactive spider, you see, and everything's got a scientific explanation. You're like, all right, well, I need some science to back this up. Radioactive spider, that's fine.
That sounds scientific.
That's scientific. You just got to throw words like chemical and radioactive. I don't remember where I was going with this. Anyway,
But you don't like the bat suit because the Justice League movie.
Hi.
I'm not excited for it though, to be honest.
no, I'm not excited at all. In fact, on my list of things I'm excited for, very small for 2017. I'm excited for how bad it might be.
Oh, that's true.
I fully expect it to open with some sort of rock and roll song.
Tight.
What song could we open up? Oh, it'd be Back in Black for Batman, right?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a little too on the nose. I think it would be like The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy.
I don't know about that one. I could see a warehouse of like guys, and they're all back. Well, we haven't seen Batman for quite a while since the Metropolis incident, because we got to use words like incident now, and then
What was that?
X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop, stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if he did it. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am life, so I got to win.
And he's just like, he's
just
murdering
killing
people. He's got razor wire and he's chopping legs and heads off. I really, how do you fuck up that bad? And how does DC not immediately clean house?
Right? You kept tweeting that. You're like, how is this guy still there?
How do Zack and Deborah Snyder, how do Zack and Deborah Snyder still have jobs?
The top 10% of DC executives make 90% of the bullshit that comes out of there.
I feel like they're just like, listen, DC, you got to stick with the vision.
They're cult leaders. It's a cult of personality.
The blacks.
No, that's... No, we got to make a very clear
God
distinction.
damn it, Robo-Layne. Blade Runner's coming out.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it.
Looks pretty cool.
I'm excited that Harrison Ford is in it because he doesn't...
that's what I'm least excited about.
Oh, wow, okay.
Because he just showed up in the T-shirt that he slept in the night before.
Oh, no, he does not look like he's on board or anything like that, but he doesn't generally sign on to something unless he's getting a huge paycheck or it's all right.
Well, for all the press junket stuff for Star Wars, like, oh, Blade Runner, and he's like, it's the best script I've ever read.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, you were in Frantic. That's saying something. I don't know.
What's the one where he plays the FBI agent who has to guard the Amish girl?
Oh, Witness.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I like Witness.
Yeah.
It's a Peter Weir film. Anyway, I just have to throw that out that I know that so people think I'm intelligent when all it is memorization.
He has a flashcard system.
I have a flashcard system. No, I don't know. It looks really cool. I just like I don't know how many more times Harrison Ford is going to pass his torches down.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he did that for Indiana Jones.
And then he did it for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to get a Fugitive reboot where he gives it to a young fugitive?
You didn't kill your wife? I don't care. No one cared that I didn't kill my
Take
wife.
this prosthetic arm. And I hope you solve the case. Have you seen the montage of him pointing?
No.
In every one of his movies, he angrily points at someone. And he's got this perfect like finger shake when he does it. I can't duplicate it.
He can twist his face to a pretty good snarl, though, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like an angry old man. Do you think he's making these movies because he's hoping that he'll die on set? He got so close with Star Wars.
I feel like he doesn't care whether he lives or dies.
Yeah.
Like, he still flies his plane, and he crashes it from time to time, and he doesn't care.
Defuses bombs on the weekends. Does he have a son that looks like him? Do we have Scott Ford running around?
I don't think so, no. I could be wrong, though. Maybe his son's a carpenter or something like that.
Yeah, he took up that trade.
Yeah.
I want to be like you, Dad.
Harrison Ford angrily points at him.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, Blade Runner trailer. It's got Jared Leto, Ryan Gosling, and...
Oh, we didn't see Jared Leto.
He wasn't in the trailer, but
oh, no.
I remember from...
Maybe he was the street sweeper.
He should be...
He's just so transformative in method that we couldn't see him. Like, is that a street sweeper or is that Jared Leto?
I was watching a video essay about The Dark Knight, and he goes... It's not that you can just add the Joker to any movie and make it good. And it cuts to Jared Leto laying in the room surrounded by knives. It was like, ouch.
You know, so you know, like every frame of painting and Nerd Writer and Tales from... I'm getting kind of tired of seeing those.
Yeah?
Like I liked the one Every Frame of Painting about Kurosawa.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Like it teaches you about movement and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they got to be talking out of their ass a lot, right?
Yeah. Because, yeah.
I feel like you make the video essay like 3 or 4 things that you know for sure. And then at a certain point, you're just like, well, I got to keep making these.
That's honestly why I've been holding off on this project that I've been wanting to do, called This Song Is Perfect, about like perfect pop songs or perfect songs and their construction and things. I think I could do a few very good episodes, but there's a certain point where I talk about a song and I go, oh, this is great because of the way he says that one word. That makes a song. And that's, to me, that's what makes his song, but there's no proof for that.
You could tell by what the author's conveying to the audience.
Yeah.
But and then like at a certain point, I feel like a lot of those guys, they haven't made anything.
That's it too. They're really good at dissecting things and things like that, but at its heart, they're just talking about things.
Yeah.
And I know it's funny to say that on our podcast where we talk about things.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm like, well, I don't know if there's any validity to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure what you're saying is incredibly accurate, but like at a certain point, like if Steven Spielberg was like an old man's like, I'm just gonna make YouTube videos. And he's like, here's a video about blocking. I know that he would be like, okay, this is how you block this. You can see it in my movie. How I do this, and like a lot of those guys are just like, I watch 17 Kurosawa films, and this is what he does every time he cuts. And I'm like, that's very. I don't know how surface level a lot of that stuff is.
It's good at recognizing patterns, I guess. Well, because there was one that I saw. It was Steven Spielberg in 30 shots.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, these are 30 great shots. But at the end of the day, that you just you performed the function of the Billboard Top 40 chart essentially.
Well, because there's a documentary about Martin Scorsese that I watched, and they're like, so the dude's seen like 500 movies. So I guess he was really sick when he was a kid, so he would just watch movies. And so they kept wanting to talk to him about all these movies that he's seen, like, oh, what inspired this and this, and he's like, is that why you wanted to talk to me? Because it's not interesting to me. I'm not going to answer that question. It's not interesting to me. And I never really understood why, but I think it's just like, at the end of the day, yeah, okay, sure, I got this shot because I watched The Maltese Falcon. But, like, don't you want to know what I learned from doing all that?
That's true, that's true.
I'd much rather have someone who I know has, like, produced a body of work go, yeah, I do this in a lot of my movies, but here's, one, the meaning behind it, and two, I also know this, this, and this, and this, which is why I do this, because this is easy. Like, I think that'd be much more interesting.
And I do love every frame of painting, but at the end of the day, you don't really. It's sort of like those who can't teach, you know.
Exactly.
It's like he's talking about a lot of cool things, but you could also just look at the cool things.
Yeah, that's why like local tech support. I'm hazy on what I want the format and stuff to be, because I don't want to fall into a rut where all I do is review and talk about me. Like, I'd rather make them, you know, where I'm very much not interested in doing like a half in the bag or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm much more, I want to make a movie about a ninja hunting people. Like, it's, you know, something stupid, but I don't want to fall into those who can't teach rut, because I feel like that's where a lot of people fall, especially now that there's YouTube and you can put whatever you want on there, including wonderful quality podcasts.
Great quality.
Isn't that right, Robo-Layne?
Crash.
Okay, I feel like he agreed.
Yeah, he was like, boom. You know what he said? That's exactly right.
I like that you left his speech patterns up to interpretation.
Oh, okay.
I think the last thing I wanted to talk to on my week here was I discovered a new YouTube channel called Super Mega, and it's these two silly guys, and they play video games, and they made me laugh. So apparently they edit a whole bunch of other people's like video game content, and then they get together to do theirs. They're the same age as us, which is weird. But no, I like those guys. I think they're at like 100,000 subscribers right now. So I knew them before they were cool.
Check out these fledgling content creators.
Yeah, Super Mega is what they called, and they have a podcast which is also pretty good.
Don't listen to them.
Yeah,
don't touch that dial.
Don't touch that dial. Listen to us. But no, that's my week in
review
in a Google document.
All right, yeah. Taking off of that format, a few things that I wanted to talk about that came across my radar, but I'm not going to use the phrase "what's on my radar" because we'll save that for the segment "What's on your radar." The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as they do from time to time, is inducting new members, and one of the class of 2017 is Pearl Jam. But more specifically, they're inducting the present-day members of Pearl Jam because this is a new thing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is doing. They're choosing individual members, they're saying. Oh. And so a former drummer of Pearl Jam is very upset about this. He goes, well, I guess 38% of the record sales isn't enough to be considered into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fucktardia.
He said fucktardia?
Yeah. I was like, wait, so are you upset that you didn't get included, or are you upset at the concept of a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has always been kind of stupid because rock and roll is about the moment, so memorializing it's sort of stupid, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. It's very odd for them to subtweet Pearl Jam's past 5 drummers in favor of the current one.
That says more about drummers, though, doesn't it? You know, AC/DC's had like 12 drummers. I think one of them was a murderer.
He tried to hire a hitman to kill his ex-wife,
Awesome.
and the hitman was like, dirty deeds, but they're going to cost you. It's going to be very expensive. It's not going to be dirt cheap.
Do you want me to make it look like she choked on her own vomit? Huh?
Cyanide, high voltage.
TNT. I didn't know Von Scott sounded like the Crypt Keeper.
The episode, every so often I remember that there was an episode where our topic of the week was just us trying to do impressions. It wasn't bad though.
Were we rolling when I was like, can anybody do a Christopher Lloyd impression? Or was that after the podcast?
No, it was during when I went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
So it was cut out.
Because I was sitting in bed. Because it's hard to know what you sound like.
Yeah.
And Elaine's like, you just sound like an old man. And I was like, doing it. And I'm like, and finally, it hit my ears right where I'm like, oh, I do just sound like an old man. I'm not hitting it.
Bree says that you both sound like Owen Wilson.
What?
I don't
Like
know.
our normal speaking voices?
Yes.
Oh, that's a shame.
There are worse voices,
I suppose.
but so many better ones.
Whoa, he's kind of back here, though. Whoa. I tried to kill myself so I couldn't be in Tropic Thunder.
That wasn't why he tried to kill himself.
And it was. He said that movie's too good to have me in it.
So anyways, yeah. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is stupid. I wouldn't go so far as to call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fucktardia. But then again, I'm not as classy or as knowledgeable as Pearl Jam's drummer.
Are drummers just like a dime a dozen?
You would think so, I guess. I'm thinking that it's something that's very easy to be okay at. Drumming, They don't usually compose a lot of the song.
Who was the drummer for Kiss? Was it the Catman?
Oh, shit.
Paul Stanley does the guitar.
Paul Stanley does a guitar. Ace Frehley.
I think. Okay, hold on. So there's the Starman.
Mm-hmm. That's Ace. That's Peter. I don't fucking know who that is.
And then there's Gene Simmons, who plays the bass, right?
Yes.
And he was the demon.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were all demons. They were knights in Satan's service. Okay,
well, then there's the Catman.
Shout out to my conservative mom.
Wait. Go, rewind. So there's Knights in Satan's Service. What does AC/DC stand for? Is it like Antichrist, Devil Come? Is that what it was?
Continuing music news, Fifth Harmony is breaking up. One of them is going solo, as these stories tend to happen. There's not a whole lot of story there. They only had like 2 or 3 songs. So finally, this. I can't say this enough because I didn't know how to describe it. This article in heavy quotation marks from themindunleashed.com.
Oh my goodness!
Came across my Facebook feed.
I'm unleashed. You ever play Neopets?
Mm-hmm.
You know how if you go back, they're just starving and dying, but they're still there? Facebook is the new Neopet, where you go back and you have your extreme... Oh, my God. Like, all the people I went to middle school with are highly conservative or highly liberal. They're fighting one another.
So anyways, this shows up on my feed, and it's called... College student earns 4.0 GPA, then drops out. Quote, you are being scammed. And it's a picture of him and his utterly punchable face flipping off Kansas State University's sign. Really classy, I guess. I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read the story. And without any commentary, but you can probably guess my feelings on it.
Ruh-roh.
Billy Williams just finished his first college semester.
Wait. What's his middle name?
It just says it starts with a D. Billy Williams just finished his first college semester and did so with the all-impressive 4.0 GPA. Okay, first things first. He did one semester, so keeping a 4.0 GPA
You
is
just
not
gotta
that
go to your
difficult.
algebra class, and you won't get a D in it, and fuck your rest of your life up, Gage.
Yeah, so no, that is not that impressive that he got a 4.0 GPA. Cards on the table, I did not get a 4.0 GPA. But again, he went for one semester, probably took a bunch of easy classes, and now he can say that he got a 4.0 GPA. Instead of celebrating his... I said I wasn't going to have any commentary.
You commentary.
I commentaried.
Are you getting a lot of time to explore outside of work?
Yeah, me and Robo-Layne are concerned.
Yeah. That's okay, I'll try to focus. Instead of celebrating his accomplishments with friends and family, he decided to drop out of college entirely. Billy
Wow.
made a Facebook post that is now going viral.
Oh my goodness.
In which he explains his reason for dropping out. The rest of the article is essentially just his Facebook post.
Oh,
so,
okay.
The Mind Unleashed, you need to, do some actual journalism, I guess. Now that I've finished my first semester, I think it's safe to say, fuck college.
Oh, wow.
Now, before all of you go batshit crazy, I have a few points to make.
I'm crazy on a batshit level.
I'm feeling blue.
Lane is sad.
Yes, I have dropped out after finishing my first semester with a 4.0 GPA, and it's one of the best choices I've ever made. Okay, I'm going to commentary. There's going to be commentary. You can't decide if it's one of the best choices you've ever made right after you make the choice, especially with something like college, which is a long-term decision.
Listen, I took basket weaving. Fuck college.
Not because I'm averse to learning, but actually the exact opposite. All caps, you are being scammed.
What did this guy major in, does it say?
It does not say. He probably didn't pick a major. He
probably
went to
didn't
college
pick-
for one semester. That's
So he took English 101, and then 4, I assume, other shit classes. And all he had to do was turn in all of his homework. It probably wasn't a real professor teaching it. It was one trying to get their teaching degree that was like, I don't want to deal with any of this.
He goes into that a little bit later.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You may not see it today or tomorrow, but you will see it someday. Heck, you may have already seen it if you've been through college. You are being put thousands into debt to learn things you will never even use. Wasting 4 years of your life to be stuck at a paycheck that grows slower than the rate of inflation.
Nice.
Welcome to the real world.
Whoa! I'm batshit crazy.
Paying $200 for a $6 textbook. Yeah, everybody knows the prices of textbooks are bullshit.
That's why you settle down to the pirate. I guess you can't go to Pirate Bay anymore. Is Kick-Ass Torrents back up?
I think so, yeah.
I think they're coming back. Not that I would use such a filthy website.
That's illegal, isn't it?
Here's a
be.
trick. I've only had to buy 2 textbooks. I just kind of winged the rest of them. Now, I don't have a 4.0 GPA, so what do I know?
Well, not as much as this guy. He's got published on themindunleashed.com.
I know. I could never appear on such a website.
Being taught by teachers. He used an apostrophe S, which he shouldn't have. Try to guess what major I am. Who have never done what they're teaching. Average income has increased 5 times over the last 40 years, while the cost of college has increased 18 times. You're spending thousands of dollars to learn information you won't even use just to get a piece of paper. At which point, I'm ding, 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 ding. Yes, of course. College is bullshit. We're doing it so we can get the degree and get a job. You can't decide that this is the best choice you've ever made because you're still, 18 years old? You haven't ever had to probably get a job that required a degree, so you can't tell if this is a good choice for your long term.
Do you feel like when someone hires you when you have a degree, it's not that you learn something, it's just like, okay, you played the game.
Exactly.
Game, respect, game.
Exactly. Oh, you went through that too?
I went through that. We're all on the same page. Because I feel like if I had a 4-year degree and I was hiring some guy and he's like, I didn't go to college, I'm like, well, fuck you. You didn't get scammed. You didn't pay $200 for the textbook.
Drives me up the wall.
Does drive me up the wall. You didn't buy Car Country by Christopher Wells.
Oh my God, yeah. So yeah, this kid, again, he acts like he knows and nobody else knows this stuff. No, we all know that it's a terrible money-making scheme and that we're all having the best years of our lives stolen from us for an insecure future. We just are doing that because that's what we have to do.
Well, Comrade Sanders was going to fix it, but his marketing team needed some work.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen a good KFC commercial in a long time.
The top 1% of the spices We'll leave you with 99% satisfaction.
I once even had an engineer tell me I learned more in my first 30 days working than in my 5 years of college. What does
Okay.
that tell you about this system? There are about 1 million more ways you're being scammed into this. Just watch the video I'm going to comment if you want to see. I skimmed over that. I didn't realize he watched a YouTube video.
Oh.
He actually did his research before dropping out of college.
I watched a YouTube video once. Did you know that Michael Jackson was actually made of sugar?
I need to watch more YouTube.
Yeah.
3. Oh, he's numbering these, by the way. 3. Colleges are requiring, all caps, people to spend money taking gen ed courses to learn about the quadratic formula and other shit they will never use when they should be giving classes on, all caps, marriage and, all caps, how to do your taxes. Buddy, marriage is a pretty simple
Well, no, he
arrangement.
doesn't get it.
Go
Well,
down to the-
marriage is a scam.
You go down to the courthouse. Yeah. So no, I don't think there should be a college class on marriage.
No, you should figure that shit out.
How to do your taxes. Fun fact, the federal government provides quite a bit of information about how to do your taxes on the World Wide Web.
And if you fuck it up, they tell you.
They'll tell you. They check it for you. They check your taxes.
Also, don't your parents, who probably paid for that semester of college, they could tell you. I'm sure they're doing it.
I fully support learning about it in high school. I think
Yeah,
that's
no,
a
you
great way to
should.
real life apply
I
mathematics.
shouldn't have learned about Keynesian economics,
yeah,
and I
no.
should have learned how to do taxes.
How to do taxes. No. So I think we can find some common ground there. I don't think it's a scam that they're teaching you abstract things like the quadratic formula, which you could use in your life.
No, I will argue that, yeah, it's bullshit that you have to take gen eds.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you're studying how to make movies real good. But I don't know. I guess there's a reason for it. That religion and pop culture class I took is one of the best classes I'll ever take in my life.
That sounds interesting.
I learned about the history of racism and media and stuff like that. And that helped me learn a lot and see past a lot of bullshit, especially today. That's very helpful. And I go, no, that's not racism. This is racism. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm thankful that I had to take some gen eds, but sometimes I'm like, I really wish I didn't have to take algebra.
Number 4. Gosh, there are so many more reasons I could add, but just comment if you disagree or have reasons to add. I'd love to add to the discussion. Tag a friend in college, tag your parents, share this if you agree, disagree. Let's just talk about it. Heck, post a picture of yourself flipping off something you think is unjust in our society. You say let's just talk about it, but you start with fuck college, so I don't know.
You're not creating a very friendly environment for discussion.
I don't think there's a lot of people going to college that are actually paying for it, that is to say that their parents aren't paying for it, or things like that, that think that it's fair. No. Everybody knows that this is an absolute scam and things like that.
He makes it sound like he's some kind of like the guy who wrote The Jungle, where they muckrakers.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's breaking the big scoop about.
Yeah.
I went undercover for a semester. I got a 4.0. It's all a scam. You see, it's like no, we all know it is.
But we're doing this to get ahead in society, which is
Yeah.
just a mountain of scams.
Yeah. If I have to, if I have to go through this one scam so that I could become the scammer, is that not the Adam Smith capitalist dream?
So, if you're 18, think long and hard about whether college is right for you before you go. Don't drop out after a semester. Say, I have it all figured out. Fuck college. Because you sound and look like an utter asshole.
Also, don't just be an engineer because you think that's what everybody wants you. I can't. I'm with you. Just like think about it, like if it's right for you first. Because I have a friend who went and then was like, oh, I'm gonna go be in the engineering program, and then he hated every second of it, and then he's like, I'm just gonna drop out and join the Air Force, and that seemed like a much better option for him in the first place. Could have saved everybody some heartache. I blame the song "Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys." Make them grow up to be doctors and lawyers and such. But somebody's got to clean the shit out of the drains, you guys. And maybe that's your calling, dude.
Maybe you're doing that right now and you're listening to our podcast.
Also, kiddies out there, 12 and up, if you want to do something really cool, quit fucking around in school. Let your teacher talk. You dickhead. You, Bobby.
Couch potato.
Yeah, you fucker.
Yeah, get up off your ass and make something of yourself. So that's what I wanted to talk about. The things that I sort of scrolled through and came back across the wasteland of Facebook to grab you these stories. One quick headline I'm not going to get into at all. Moby reflects on 90s beef with Aphex Twin.
He's still making that Bourne movie money.
Oh, I bet he made bank from that, dude.
They put it in every movie.
They put it in every movie.
It's such a good song, too.
Oh, it's a damn good song.
Do you have any more news of the week?
Let me see.
No, he was
No,
talking to me.
not you. God damn it.
No, that's pretty much all I had to talk about.
You don't want to talk about that Arab man who was unjustly thrown
yeah.
off the airplane?
Well, I was going to frame it like this. Did you hear about that professional prankster whose whole hook of his YouTube channel is trying to get thrown off of airplanes? Do you hear what happened to him?
Did he get thrown off an airplane?
He got thrown off of an airplane.
And then immediately cried wolf. All it was marketing for his fucking YouTube channel.
Fucking YouTube channel. You know that he's gone on Huffington Post before because they did a video about Islamophobic discrimination in New York on the streets, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that video was fake. The message is still very real, you guys."
Yes.
And it's like, well, if the message is real, which yeah, of course, Islamophobia is a thing. Stop diluting it with this bullshit. So he did the exact same thing on this airplane, and people are like, "Wow, I can't believe Delta Airlines kicked this guy off the plane. They're so racist." They're like, you believe this guy? He literally did almost the exact same thing and admitted to it.
Yeah. And then they did an investigation. Oh no, it turns out he was faking it. But there was a Twitter moment. Did you watch the Denzel Washington video that came out?
Yes, that was so great.
What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth.
Breaking news is important, but if that's your only focus, that's you're going to get the Twitter moment. Arab YouTuber kicked off plane, and not.
Which is ironic because I saw that Denzel Washington video on a Twitter moment.
Yeah. I don't know why that became such a national story, because this is not the first time that YouTubers have been caught doing this. In fact, it's mostly fake. FouseyTube, fake.
Yeah.
Is he the guy who did that Trump car gets beat up?
No, that's Joey Salads.
Oh, Joey Salads.
Got a salad tossed.
Yeah. Black people beat me up because I was holding an All Lives Matter sign in the hood. Mm-hmm. Just fuck
The pranks
off.
in the hoods are the best.
Hasn't there been talk about YouTube's algorithm in that it encourages frequent long uploads, which basically has priced animators out of it and led to really terrible long form videos.
It's weird what they did. I know they changed the way how ads work. So if you make a 10-minute long video, you're certain to get a one at the beginning and one at the end. So people are now just making 10-minute long videos. I think the algorithm, from what my understanding was, it was pushing smaller channels to be, if you searched for something, to come up more often.
Oh, okay.
And then it was based on engagement, like likes and comments. So there were people at the beginning of the video going, "Oh, we got to get 3 million likes on this video," before the video even started. And people were like, "Okay, well, this is the kind of culture YouTube wants to push." Also, YouTube has a trending tab, and all it is advertisements and shit that makes YouTube look good. PewDiePie, who I used to like, and then I hated, and now I like again. PewDiePie made a whole bunch of videos that were very critical of YouTube and how it works, and none of those got trending, even though they were getting lots of views. And then he finally made one where, because he got 50 million subscribers, so they sent him a Ruby play button. And so I haven't watched the video, but it's #1 on trending right now, so I assume it's not very critical of YouTube. But then all of a sudden, that one was trending because it was positive in YouTube.
Okay.
So that trending thing is a joke. It should just be called YouTube's Top Picks. Anything else besides people?
Oh, quick thing. MTV is terrible.
Yeah.
And MTV quote-unquote news is what you would expect from MTV News, which is to be, if BuzzFeed was balls, this is ball sweat. And there's a column called Diary of a Professional Teen, written by a 27-year-old woman.
Oh, my God.
And
Is it Lena Dunham?
No, but she talks about how she goes, "I've been watching girls reruns before going to bed, and one lesson I learned." And I was like, okay, Lena Dunham, I don't have a lot to learn from a child rapist, but let's see what we read. "You need to know the difference between being self-centered versus doing what's right for you."
Okay. Sure.
It's exactly things like that where it's like, You're not really saying a
You're
whole
not
lot.
saying anything, no.
But anyway, somebody has a job, a paying job, to pretend to relate to teenagers.
Uh-huh.
That bums me out.
I wish I could do that. I probably could. So, hold on. Let me get this straight. Did Lena Dunham come out and say that she wished she had had an abortion because that's the sign of, like, true feminism?
Let me fact check that, because there is nothing I won't believe about Lena Dunham.
I guess she was at, like, a rally for pro-life or something, and she was at a clinic, and somebody was like, oh, are you here getting things? She's like, no. And she's like, then I realized I couldn't relate to the struggle. And I'm like, that's like saying, I wish I had lived in Auschwitz for just a little bit there so I could really relate.
TheDailyBeast.com. That's enough, Lena Dunham.
Oh, everybody's like, who the fuck do you think you are? I'm loving this week has been mostly like people turning against bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Dunham says she never had an abortion, but, quote, I wish I had. How utterly warped would a person have to be to view trauma as aspirational? I guess I have my answer. On her podcast. I'm going to bleep that out because I'm not going to promote Lena Dunham's podcast. She's scum of the earth. Lena Dunham informed her audience that while she's never had an abortion personally, she wishes she had so she could do her part to reduce stigma around the issue. The story goes that when she was asked to share her abortion story, she didn't have an abortion story to share. So instead of shutting up, like a regular person, that's not what it says in the article. Now I can say that I still haven't had an abortion, but I wish I had, she said, for some reason.
You know, you sit around the campfire drinking a nice glass of brandy and you swap abortion stories. It's like saying being at an AA meeting. Oh, I'm not an alcoholic. I wish I was, though. It's like I could swap alcoholic stories. But no, I generally don't like talking about people who said something controversial because more often than not, that's just marketing for them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A la anything that any of the people running for president ever did.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to become part of that media hype machine that prioritized clicks over actual news and then led to an absolute insane election presidency. Yep.
Did you see Lane's shark tattoo?
Yes.
Sweet.
No, it's not. It looks awful. If he comes in here, I'm back from the dead. With that fucking tattoo, I swear to God.
Oh, okay.
I guess Robo-Layne has to defend his real-life counterpart.
Because then we're going to have to write it into the local tech support lore where he has that horrible tattoo. While we're on the subject, we watched the Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
We watched Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
So
putting
what
the
movies
Christ
did we watch
back in
this week?
Christmas.
We watched The Santa Claus, which, whatever, show it to your kids, tell them to shut up. It's all right, it's fine. It's a shitty movie. It doesn't make any sense. Because being Santa Claus in that film is a voodoo curse.
Gage would pause the movie like every 5 minutes, and he goes, this doesn't make any sense. I was like, I'm trying to watch the Santa Claus here. I never got to watch it as a kid.
It's a voodoo curse.
It is.
And all of his character arcs are forced upon him via magic.
Yeah. Okay, you actually did raise a good point. Did Tim Allen change, or did the curse change him?
The curse changed him.
Fuck that.
It's actually a horror film.
Yeah, it's basically like he got infected by a parasite that changed his personality.
So
No, we watched the Santa Claus.
then we watched what Neil Breen film did we watch?
Oh, we watched I Am Here ... Now.
Where Neil Breen plays Robo Jesus.
Is it Robo Jesus or
Well, he
Alien
had circuit
Jesus?
boards glued to his arms.
Ram chips.
They were RAM chips.
He helps a disabled man see the
Las Vegas sign.
Vegas
That's all
sign.
he wanted to see before he died. And he's like, I made the human race and I will save it. And then at the end of the movie, he's like, nah, I'm not going to save it.
I'm not gonna save it. Neil Breen movies are bad. They're entertainingly bad, but only in spurts. We watched Samurai Cop, which is a stone cold classic.
Oh, that's right. We did watch Samurai Cop.
Bingo.
We played Mario Party 2. Okay, so I don't know what it was about the round we played, but we played the pirate map of Mario Party 2.
Go ahead and fire this up while you're listening.
we would go by that bank every time. I think I was the only one that landed on it once, and I got 5 coins. And that Koopa just kept taking money, and then we kept hitting the pirate cannons. Nobody bought a star.
Nobody in the game. The point of the game, it's played like a board game. You roll these digital die, etc. And the point of the game is to collect stars. Whoever gets the most stars at the end of the game wins. In between rounds, you play the mini games, which are where the real action is at. But none of us got to the actual star. None of us bought it. So the balance on the map is absolutely terrible.
It's one of the worst things I've ever experienced. And that Koopa, at the Koopa Bank,
Koopa Bank.
he's embezzling funds.
Yeah, after that we played Smash Bros. We played Mario Kart. We had an N64 classic night. It was pretty good.
Tight.
Yeah,
I watched a couple of movies. I just want to show these in. Lucky Number 11 is on Netflix. Don't watch it. It's a horrible movie. Imagine if you, as a hack 14-year-old, saw Pulp Fiction and said, I'm going to write a movie.
Oh, no.
That was that movie. We all went through that phase, but we did it in the privacy of our own homes. We didn't subject the world to it. And then I started watching a movie called Rising Sun, where Sean Connery is a Japanese expert. And Wesley Snipes is the special liaison to the Japanese, and a lady gets killed in their embassy. So Wesley Snipes has to team up with Sean Connery, who's effectively playing a 75-year-old weeaboo. And so he's like, I'm going to teach you about Japanese culture. I'm your senpai. You are my keiho.
Oh my
He
God.
says senpai 3 or 4 times. And Wesley Snipes says, senpai? You mean massa? He goes, don't think of it like that. I am the shinya man. I am your senpai. And then at some point, Sean Connery goes crazy on this guy. And he goes, I've played the role of a crazed Bakagaijin.
Oh my God.
He's just throwing out all these... Layne would love this film. So I stopped watching it because I need to watch it with Layne.
This is making me miss our,
Well, I'll watch it with Robo-Layne. Would you like that, Robo-Layne?
Plead the fifth.
Anyway, then what did we watch, Sam?
After we watched the Neil Breen film, we watched a movie called Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas.
No, it's just called Saving Christmas.
It's called Saving Christmas.
And the cover is Kirk Cameron with a candy cane sliding down some Christmas lights. And I'm like,
Tight.
yeah, it looks cool. You think Kirk Cameron's going to, stuck in a mall with some non-believers?
And there's German terrorists.
Yeah.
Or something equally compelling.
We want you to come out, Kirk Cameron.
You are an evangelical. Evangelicals have rules. Anyways, it was nothing like that. How do we describe this movie? It's essentially a sermon.
It's the loosest definition of movie.
The frame story is that this man is upset at a Christmas party because...
And there's a racist black man who's really rubbing it in.
really laying it on thick.
And when I say racist black man, I don't mean he saw a Mexican and went, get your dirty ass out of here. No, he's a racist caricature of what Kirk Cameron thinks a black man is. Complete with, oh, hell no.
Oh, snap.
Yo, you. And then, at one point, he's talking. He's like, I don't want to go down on the bottom floor. You know what happens at the bottom floor? And then, his audio cuts out, but he's going, and it's like, Lord, Lord. Ever see that World War I advertisement, audio advertisement I had? So I had to study this for one of my classes, that class I was talking about. It's like, Johnny Negro signs up for the war. Hey, Johnny Negro, would you like to sign up for the war? Well, I really would like to sign. Do I have to give you everything I own? No need, Johnny Negro. It'll be right here waiting for you. Can I bring my razor blade? No, you'll be given a standard issue rifle. And he's like, really, I can't have it in my boot? It's like, oh my goodness. We forget the stereotype that black people always carried razor blades. That's one that went away.
But every single one that stayed is crammed into this character.
Oh, yes.
That he interacts with. And it's because he's upset that people are having parties when they should be digging wells for people. People have forgotten about the spirit of Christmas. So he goes and he sits in this car. Kirk Cameron comes over and tries to talk some sense into him and talks about the story of Christmas and Jesus and how Santa Claus was a homicidal religious fanatic.
Santa Claus rolls up in this bar, right? And this guy's saying things like, Jesus, he's not the son of God, right? That was his point. And Santa Claus, what was it? Nikolaus.
Saint Nick, yeah.
Yeah. He's not having any of it. So he took, a big club, right? And he beats the guy to death. And everybody's like, awesome, dude.
There's dubstep music playing underneath this, by the way.
So essentially, Santa Claus was Osama bin Laden of Christianity.
And we have been following his version ever since. Open your eyes. And then the movie sort of meanders for a little while. I got bored, as I expected to be.
I was mostly bored. In
Yeah.
fact, I wasn't even there the whole time, but I could feel the boredom seeping through the walls.
It ended with, and this is no exaggeration,
10 minutes long, right?
10 minutes long.
Hip hop dance number.
Hip hop dance number.
The happy-go-lucky Christmas that we have inherently conflicts with what hip hop is. Mm-hmm. Hip hop is never about the good times.
No, yeah, it's born out of this struggle and frustration.
Yeah. So like any hip hop Christmas songs you got are like, you know, it was just a white guy. Well, and then it's white people doing it. You can't even get couldn't even get the black guy that you got to sell out his race in the movie to be in it.
I guess if you wanted to make it even more political, there's shades of gentrification and cultural appropriation that come with that. But at the end of the day, you don't have to think very deeply about it when these white people rapping "Joy to the World" comes on, and
it was one of those things like, I got to be cool for the kids.
Yeah,
kids like hip hop.
Who is your audience here, Kirk Cameron? I don't know. I feel like this movie, we can't really rip it to shreds because it's so bad overall. And it's not like Samurai Cop where you can like laugh at the fake blood or the paintballs.
It was unenjoyable. It was painful to watch.
It was painful to watch. I'm not sure why we watched it.
I thought it would be funny bad.
Yeah. But no, I don't recommend experiencing it. I recommend Samurai Cop. I think everybody should watch that.
Samurai Cop's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, so that was about what we watched, and that's just, I guess, our summary of our week. Don't play Mario Party 2.
No.
I'm not friends with any of the people that I played Mario Party 2 with. I had to even, kill one of them in the leave him for dead when we were trying to escape the...
Wait a minute. How long have you been working on this robot?
Hold on.
No, wait. He will...
Spill the beans.
No, you guys... I prepare for every eventuality. I have a robo gauge that's like 60% complete. It's not... I'm not saying, I murdered Layne.
You murdered Layne?
Okay, we were both headed for the door. I realized it was me or him. I thought, I have more life to live. What?
I shot him twice in the back. we both.
Okay, that makes me feel way less awful. Damn, I'm really glad that we can blame it on that angry mob that was outside the door.
That was a really good cover.
Yeah.
I guess you can get away with murder.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. See, that's what I've been talking about. Piece of cake. Spill the beans. Screw up. Oh, let me dress.
Oh my god. Robo-Layne doesn't like that. Hit the reboot.
Do you know what my friend? Do you know?
Hit the reboot, Sam.
Said?
There it goes.
Gay.
All right.
We'll just need to figure out what's wrong with that thing and come back. Mm-hmm. Speaking of getting away with murder, 2016 was a horrible year for media in general. Mm-hmm. I wanted to talk about Rogue One. Listen, go watch The Half in the Bag. They probably hated it more than I hated it. I mean, I didn't really hate it. It's a really weird movie. They hit the nail on the head. They're like, it's the most expensive fan film ever made. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's about accurate. The characters are really flat and two-dimensional. The action is good for what it's worth. It'd be like if it was on TV, it'd be like, oh, Rogue One's on, I'll watch it. Not as good as The Force Awakens. I tweeted out, I was like, oh, I might like this more than I like The Force Awakens. And then I let it sit for a while. It's a weird movie. There's CGI Peter Cushing's running around, and I wanted to kill it, like sticking a stake through its heart. That was a Peter Cushing Van Helsing reference. Anyway, but other than that, I don't know, 2016's kind of sucked, but hopefully 2017 will be much better. Mm-hmm. Some things I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to Episode 8.
Okay.
I hope it's good. I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I had a list, but I closed it out, so I have to remember now. John Wick 2, which looks fucking awesome, and Blade Runner 2. And our projects, which hopefully
that's true.
will come flowing in very soon.
Yeah. We're going to be working on local tech support. There's going to be a bit of a setback because I'm going to have to make some skin for Robo-Layne.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look very good on film right now.
No, he looks like a soup can robot.
Yeah, and it would be unthinkable to have a CG character try to look like somebody used to look like.
Yeah, especially a dead man.
Yeah.
Just recast it, for God's sake.
Just recast it.
Or you don't have that character in there at all. Should I turn Robo-Layne back on?
Go ahead and do it.
It's just... Did you really have to make it his penis, the flip?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, he's back online.
I'm feeling blue.
Okay.
I'm having a blast.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go.
That and the Dark Tower, only because Idris Elba's playing a cool cowboy man.
Cool.
What about you?
Really looking forward to our projects. I've been making a lot more music and, as I said, mashups and sampling and things like that. So just exploring that more in general. I don't really have a pulse on what's going to be coming media-wise. This was a pretty good year for bands that I liked and musicians that I liked. So that's probably going to be a kind of an off year for that.
We got another email this week, but it was
right.
from, remember that Brandzuka, that campaign that wrote us in? They sent a follow-up. They're like, hey, don't know if you got our last email. Really would like to work with you. I was like, oh, I gave out your promo code.
Yeah, we gave out their promo code, which was 50 off.
Yeah, if anybody still wants to advertise with Brandzuka. But I thought this week we'd do something, in the spirit of experimentation.
Mm-hmm.
My email, not saltmineradio@gmail.com. You know what? I might as well just check that one real quick. Anyway, what was this? Oh, yeah, so we got no other emails to saltmineradio@gmail.com, but I have had my main email address for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been through the ringer, as emails do. You use them, things get attached to them. At one point, my mom was using my email to sign up for things.
Oh, no.
And then, sign me up for things. So my email was abused against its will, unbeknownst to me. It was abuse. I wasn't putting it through. So I've gathered up quite a bit of spam.
Spam.
Now, I don't mean just UGG and Steel Series and Michael Kors. I mean scams, like Nigerian prince scams.
Oh, man, yeah.
And I thought, these don't really exist. I have about 5 or 6 of them in here.
They're still around, the classics.
So I wanna read these. I think this will be fun. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever experienced this.
I have. Recently, our university got caught in a phishing scam, which was, your account's compromised. Please contact us with error.
See, I got that one. I got that one, and then I was like, that's a scam.
That happened very early in the morning, and I was looking at it, and I almost clicked the link because I was like, this doesn't seem right. I should check it out. And I go, no, I shouldn't click the link. And I woke up so fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, why does this just say from IT department? Why does it not have a signature? Why all these red flags going off? And I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. I managed to save my girlfriend from falling for the same thing because I texted her right after I got it. I was like, if you get one of these emails, it's bullshit, by the way. There was a follow-up email from our university. That guy was like, we got quite a few emails that fell prey to this. Yeah.
I update on applying us for cans. We did not make the CMF cans cut.
We didn't make cans. Okay.
No, it's okay. They said if somebody drops out, then we'll be the first to know. Our award-winning film Outgunned didn't make it to Cannes, unfortunately.
We are going to Terminus, though.
Terminus, yes.
Terminus. See us in Atlanta in June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Anime Expo. Stop by the booth. So we have from Gibson Ega at mixmail.com. Good day, dear. How are you today? Okay, well, you're buttering me up.
I was going to say, they're really reaching for it.
I hope that my message meets you well. I'm writing to inform you that after long delays, I paid the fee for delivery of your draft check. Then I went to the bank to confirm if the check, now that they've put an accent over one of the E's, has expired or getting near to expire, and Mr. Dijefa Rana, the MD of ADB Bank, told me that before the check will get to your hand that it will expire. So this feels like a follow-up email.
Yeah, so because there's similar phone scams where they'll go, oh, hey, yeah, you remember me, right? Well, I need some money right now.
Yeah.
So is he trying to is this scam email starting in medias res?
I'm thinking it's trying to convince me that I'm about to scam them.
Oh.
You accidentally got an email that was meant for someone else.
Oh,
so
that's smart.
Sucker. But I don't know. So he suggested to me that he will cash the $2,500,000 USD United States dollars. So he wrote USD United States dollars. Draft to cash payment to avoid losing your inheritance funds. So one of my relatives died, and this Indian man has all my money.
What a roundabout way to tell you.
Yeah. However, all the necessary arrangement for confidential cash delivery. That's not a sentence.
Is that the end of the sentence?
Yeah.
However, all the
However,
necessary arrangement for cash delivery.
The shipping arrangement was made with DHL Courier Company, Ltd. in Kintanu, Benin Republic. Mr. Dejefa Rana, the managing director,
That's the same name as the bank guy.
of ADB Kantu, and his workers had to package the sum of $2,500,000 USD and cashed into a secured box. So weird words are capitalized in this. Like, you know when you're, like, in German, all of the nouns are capitalized, but, like, we don't necessarily have to do that. I feel like this has been run through Google Translate. In fact, I'm very happy for all the process. Everything went normal. I don't know what this person's trying to tell me. The agreement with the DHL Courier Company is that your consignment will leave Benin this week, but the head of parcel and packages of the DHL Courier Company said that they need your accurate contacts information to enable them to find you immediately. Please write a letter of application to the given email address below. These are your information they need from you. Your full name, your home address, your current home telephone number, your current office telephone, scanned copy of your ID. Now, I don't know how much damage they could do with that information.
The ID is the most important one.
They could probably take out a credit card in my name, right? But won't they need my SOCH?
Probably, yeah. What they'd probably do is they'd get that and they'd say, oh, this isn't quite enough.
Yeah, they'd be like, we need your... Yeah.
Keep threading you.
So this is the hook right here. Please make sure you send this needed information to the head of baggage, parcels, and packages of DHL Courier Company. Best regards, Mr. Gibson Iga. I am already in Belgium for my further studies, sponsored by my new employer, Caratas International.
He's putting quite a bit of flavor into this.
Yeah, he's got a full backstory. So this is from Dr. William, super@superweb.sg. Why do they think the doctor's going to make... Oh, it's a doctor. Let me give him some money. This mail has been writing to you because we have come to understand that you have lost a lot of money, all because you want to receive your fund. We'll note that all of you have been put to a stop as the federal government of Nigeria has promised to assist you with the sum of $5 million in other to compensate you, and all you have to do is fill out the information. S. There's the period. I need number 1, your full name, home phone and cell phone number, occupation, amount that was lost by you. Send this and get back at once. Warm regards, Dr. William Mike in lowercase.
Dr. William Mike.
Hello, I'm Dr. William Mike, American doctor from America. jdadiv@iv.gob.ve. I think VE is Venezuela.
Okay.
Hello, I am Tammy Pratt, mega winner of $126 million in Mega Millions jackpot. I'm donating to 5 random individuals. If you get this email, then your email was selected after a spin ball. I'm not sure what that means. Do they have a spin ball with millions of emails? Because my email is pretty strange. Okay. I have spread most of my wealth over a number of charities and organizations. I have voluntarily decided to donate the sum of $2 million USD to you as one of the selected 5. To verify my winnings, please see my YouTube page below. Watch me here. Should we watch the YouTube video?
If it's a link,
I'm not going to click on it.
Yeah, don't click it.
This is your donation code. Reply with donation code to this email, TammyPratt765@gmail.com. Hope to make you and your family happy. Regards, Tammy. This email has been checked for viruses by Avast antivirus software. That's Tammy.
He just write that?
He just wrote that.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so we scroll down a bit. We got another one. Now, I've seen one like this before. Unfortunately, I've run across a couple of these before, but they deleted because they were in my spam folder. So this one is from James Brian Comey, Executive Director, FBI. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Washington, D.C. Federal Bureau of Investigation seeking to wiretap. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, thank you for telling me. Washington, D.C. is in conjunction with some other relevant investigations agencies. Have recently been informed through our Global Intelligence Monitoring Network that your overdue contract payment, which was fully endorsed in your favor accordingly by the Central Bank of Malaysia, has not been claimed. We were also made to understand that a lady that a lady with the name of Mrs. Joan C. Bailey from Ohio. I love the FBI. Very formal. Mm-hmm. We know that there's this lady named Joan from Ohio.
So these have evolved. These have evolved in the fact that now they say, well, somebody else might be trying to scam you.
Yeah.
But we're legit, so follow us.
Yeah.
Like, because now it used to be, well, people wouldn't just lie over the internet. Mm-hmm. Now they're like, everybody's lying. We're the only ones that you can trust.
Snake oil of sorts. Full name, city, state, zip, sex, age, telephone number, fax. That one just goes on for a while. It repeats itself. Well, we got another. This is a familiar face from Tammy Pratt.
The Tammy Pratt,
The
aforementioned lady.
Yeah, Tammy Pratt 2016 at Outlook.com. Now that's different from the email she gave me before. Hello, I am Tammy Pratt, the mega winner of 126 million. It's the same email, 2 million USD. And then she wants me to send an email to TammyPratt765 at gmail.com. Okay, so let's scroll back up to the one. This is the last one. This is, in a way, the most special one. Okay. Now this one was set in a Word document that I was initially afraid to open, but I just opened it up in Google Docs. So if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen in the Google Doc. So the subject line, how is your family? From Mrs. Graca Machel. Mrs. Graca Machel at inbox.lv. So we've received a couple from .lv. Dear Sir / Madam, each day that passes by, I am afraid to die, but life gives me no choice. But to answer the call, my prayer each day is to have a place in heaven. I have suffered a lot as a result of this incurable sickness. Oh, I'm sorry, that's an exclamation mark. I have suffered a lot as a result of this incurable sickness. So I started out with a bit of a poem because those were all commas. With due respect, I must apologize for this unsolicited message. I am aware that this is certainly not a conventional way of approaching an unknown person for establishment of project, but I respectfully insist you read this message carefully before you either take a decision of proceeding or deleting my message, as I am optimistic it will be successful for unimaginable financial benefit for both of us and our families. Now this is where it gets interesting, Sam. I am Mrs. Graca Maka Mandela, the wife of South African icon and freedom fighter late Nelson Rotala Mandela, the former president of the Republic of South Africa from 1994 till 1999, who died on December 5th, 2013, after a protracted lung infection contacted during his 27th years of incarceration in Robben Island Prison. Actually, I managed to get your contact details online here in Johannesburg, South Africa, in my desperate search for a trustworthy person to assist me in this confidential business transaction. And then it links a Wikipedia page.
Where they got all that information.
Where they got all that information. For the woman she claims to be. Okay. At least they're citing their sources, right? As the third wife of late Nelson Mandela, he deposited cash in a trust account on my name here in South Africa for self-keeping. He did this because he knew that upon his death, his lioness ex-wife, Winnie Mandela, might use all of her structural contacts with the African National Congress to deny me what is due to me as his wife who looked after him all this period he was on sickbed.
I think she was trying to do like my bitch of an ex-wife.
Okay,
you
but
know?
a lion, that just seems like a compliment. She's a real lioness.
She's real fierce. She's a fox. She's a lioness.
As his instinct pre-informed him, his fears is ongoing right now. And as a Mozambican, all the family members have swooped on me. And then there's a comma. She punctuates with commas. Ugh. So I imagine swooped means like she got dunked on. Swoop! Opposing me that I should hand over the assets to them. My late husband, Nelson Mandela, deposited 60.5 millions. So she wrote the number, and then she proceeds in parentheses to write the words out. 60 millions, 500,000 United States dollars in cash in a bank here in South Africa through diplomatic channel.
Now, if this is true, Nelson Mandela was an idiot because he would have just given her the money for safekeeping and not put it in.
No,
the
it's in her
government's hands.
son's name for security reason.
But now she's going to ask you to be the one to transfer it,
I'm a
right?
hero.
So the story doesn't make any sense because if you put this in a fund to keep it away from the government, then she wouldn't have any problems. But I guess I'm digging too deep into this.
That lioness of an ex-wife, Sam. After his death, I and my son, being in Johannesburg, South Africa, decided to transfer this money out of South Africa. This is where the twist comes in.
Okay.
This is genuine and not of criminal origin. I must then emphasize that this transaction is highly confidential and is to be kept as such confidential. Recently, the doctors told me I may not live longer than 3 months after they diagnosed me of chronic/acute lymphatic or myeloid leukemia. Leukemia is a blood cancer in both the bone marrow and the blood itself.
Source, Wikipedia.
Leukemia cells crowd out normal blood cells, leading to serious bleeding and infection.
Tight.
I have been undergoing blood transfusion, and it has drained my purse, and I belong to the high. But feed like a leaper as a result of sickness and neglect.
Does she mean like a leper?
Like a leaper, Sam. From present government in South Africa, led by Jacob Zuma.
Fuck Jacob Zuma.
God, Jacob Zuma, public enemy number 1.
Him and that lioness of an ex-wife.
I will not blame God for all this misfortune, but I pray that all my pains are not witnessed by any human, like you who is sincere and humble. Therefore, indicate your full interest on assurance of trust, as I may not complete this task to make sure my kids have a better life, so that we can actualize this great opportunity together and share the benefit together by the help of God. And in the area whereby you are not interested in this deal, please kindly delete it immediately from your email. If you are interested, kindly provide me with your full names and direct private phone numbers. Regards in sincerity, Miss Graka Machel, 4th Street, Houghton Estates, Johannesburg, South Africa. I was tempted to reply to this email.
That is deep. You know, we talked about the other guy giving a lot of backstory. That is a film right there.
That was a tapestry.
It opens with a real hook, you know. I do not want to die, but life gives me no choice.
Poem. I was waiting for that to come back around. Turns out she's got leukemia.
She's got leukemia.
Which leukemia is a cancer of the blood and the bone marrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then she said something about like melanoma. Isn't that skin cancer?
She's just got a bunch of stuff going on with her.
Listen, shit's bad, dude. Listen, you hire me for a small fee. Mm-hmm. I'll write these emails for you. I'll proofread them. I'll make sure they sound legit. I'll hit all the talking points.
Also, if you are a scammer, if you're a scam artist, I'll flatter you a little bit. You're a scam artist. You want to outsource your labor to the United States. We will write your scam letters.
Yeah, you just have to pay us.
You need to give us the details that you want. You know, Social Security, credit card, etc. Where you're from, where you're saying you're from, and the backstory. And we will weave in some really interesting stuff. It'll be a page turner.
Yeah.
Jinkies.
Ooh. What's on your radar, Sam? After that exhaustive letter segment.
Look back at scam artistry. I'm gonna go see Rogue One.
Take children. I know you have like a nephew or something.
Yeah.
See how the children react.
All right.
Ask them who their favorite character is.
Okay.
Do an experiment.
Oh, the big RimWorld update. You heard anything about this? You
What?
heard about this?
No.
You seen this?
We did a whole episode on RimWorld.
We did a whole episode on RimWorld. It was sweeping the salt mines. The new beta is out, and you can now travel from place to place across a spherical world.
What?
Yeah, and you can send colonies, and you can set up 2 colonies at the same time. Things like that, if you want to.
Will the other ones automate and visit and stuff?
Yeah, they can visit. You can visit them. They're all around the map. there's a new win condition. Instead of building a spaceship and taking off, you can somebody will contact you after a few weeks, and they'll say, if you can get to my place, I have a spaceship and we're leaving. So you can take your whole colony across the world to.
See, I want to do a traveling colony.
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah, you can do stuff like that.
Like
and
Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Little House on the RimWorld, and you can. You get random events like you're attacked, and if your colony is attacked, it'll generate a tiny little piece of map for an encounter.
So it's like Oregon Trail.
Yeah. It's like Oregon Trail, and he goes like, no other game I know has ever done anything like this.
Tight.
Yeah, so I'm my own hype man.
Sweet.
So it does sound really, really cool. Huge amount of other perks and bonuses and tweaks and everything. It's probably going to get me back into the game.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome.
So I'm very excited to play that. That's probably going to be how I'm spending the rest of my winter break.
I'm going to go download that right now. That's
Awesome.
on my radar. Other shit.
My birthday, 21, is on my radar.
Oh, nice.
I'm dating myself a little bit, but yeah.
So that'll do it for our show. Layne, what'd you think of your first week on the show?
I'm having a blast.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he's really chipper. I love this Layne.
Now, the one thing that the other Layne didn't do is he never really had anything good to say to close the show out. Now, I know this is just a machine. It's not capable of emotion or complex thought. But do you have any closing comments for the folks at home? You know, something quick?
Yeah.
For real. Proclaim it, Westermoreland. Through my host, that which he hath no stomach to fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put in his purse. We would not die in that man's company, that fears his fellowship to die with us, this day called the Feast of Crispane. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand up a tiptoe when this day is named,
It's fairly
and rouse him
complicated.
in the name of Crispane. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil
Still
feast
in
his
beta.
neighbors, and say, tomorrow is St. Crispane.
These are like
Then
full
he will strip his
sentences.
sleeve and show his scars, and say, these
been
wounds
holding
I
out on
had
me.
on St. Crispane's day. Old men forget, yet shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall
this
our
is Bruno
names,
Mars,
familiar
or-
in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall be good man teach his son. The Crispane shall ne'er go by. Gay?
Oh, there it is. See you later, folks.